Hi there! Welcome to Live with the Paper Pixie, episode 191. I'm Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S., and I'm coming to you live from Alpharetta, Georgia. As you're rolling on in, say hello and where you're watching from. I'll say hello for a couple of minutes and then we'll jump into things tonight. Hi Cheryl, hi Lori Beth, hi Kathleen, hi Jessica, Nancy, Joanne, Ginger, Mulan. I love seeing new names and familiar names. Hi Jackie, hi Minerva. I can't catch you fast enough. I love it, from all over the world. Yes, episode 191. How fun is that? Hi, Kathy. Hi, Wanda. Hey, Norleen. You're still awake after binge watching Handmaid's Tale. You know that's what I'm watching tonight. Hi, Beth. Hi, Carla. Kathy. Kathy, I saw the video you sent me. Thank you for sending that. I got to check it out. Hi, Lori Beth. Hi, Lynn. Patricia. Hi, Becky. Nancy, oh my goodness, welcome. I'm excited about tonight's projects. I did say projects, there's two of them. I've got a card and a 3D item. It's going to be a jam-packed, probably hour session. I've got lots of things to tell you because there's so many things happening in Stampin' Up's world at the moment. Exciting things, of course, but it all tends to happen at once. So we'll do a little bit of housekeeping. I do have some fun shares from the kids tonight. Julie. Lily has been busy doing artwork. My husband Brian is over here watching for your questions. He'll pop those up on the screen for me. And let's see. Oh, thank you. We're going to be using the Flowering Cactus product medley tonight. I'm really excited about that. I did put a link in the description of one of the things I've put inside the box. So I'm going to tease you really quick and show you what we're making tonight before we jump in so you stay tuned, right? So we're gonna this is a gift box. You are a rare find, my dear friend, and wait till you open it. It's got a little succulent candle and it says, "I love how our friendship has grown." Super fun little gift box. I'm gonna show you how to do that tonight. And I do have a card as well, but I don't know where it is. So I'll show that to you when we do that. We'll do the 3D project first. So quick housekeeping things, and then I'm going to flip the camera and show you a couple of flyers, the kids' artwork, and hopefully I don't forget. I did make a list of things. Let's see. So first things first, it is the end of April. This is my April host code for orders under $150. Please make sure to add that to your order with me. If you are placing an order of $150 or more, don't use the host code because you'll earn Stampin' Rewards. And my free gift this month for orders of $75 or more is the Tasteful Textiles 3D embossing folder. Those will ship out the middle of next month. I'll order those probably this weekend and make sure I get those in the mail to those of you who have qualified. If you don't already have a demonstrator or you haven't ordered from me in a little while, you can request our copies of our current catalogs at thepaperpixie.com/happymail. I see a question. Geraldine, I got it from Amazon. There's a link in the description of exactly the set that I got. I'll show you in more detail what they look like. You get 18 candles, and according to the description, no duplicates. They're all different succulents. Really, really cute. Let's see. I'm going to quick show the links for my shares and my In Color Club, but when I flip the camera, I'm going to show you the flyers really quickly, but it's coming to the end of when you can sign up for my product shares and In Color Club. The deadline is Sunday, okay? So product shares, it's where you can get a sampling of all of the new designer series papers or all of the new ribbons or both from the 2021 to 2022 annual catalog. I always have fun putting those together. Brian helps me do it as well. So we have a little assembly line going on. Get those packaged up nicely and into your homes through the mail. And then In Color Club, this is a great way to slowly build your collection of all 5 new In Colors and all the products that come with it. That is a 5-month club. Each month you get a new color of the 5 colors. And you also get, along with the products, you'll get a handmade card from me using that month's color. And I just love doing the In Color Club. This is the second year that I've done that. All right, so I think a couple more things. I'll flip the camera. The last chance product sale. So the outgoing annual catalog ends on Monday. Is that right? Yeah, May 3rd. So if there's any products that are retiring that you want to get your hands on, you want to make sure you get those before Monday evening at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. That is the end of that catalog. The new catalog launches at 12 o'clock a.m. Tuesday morning on May 4th. And I'm looking really quickly. I think, there are 2 promotions that start on Monday as well. You're going to hear me talk about them next week as well. There's a Join Plus promotion, so an extra $30 in product in a starter kit, which means you get $155 in product of your choice for only $99. That is a great deal. There's also a new host promotion. So orders of $250 or more will get an additional $25 in stamp and rewards on top of what you're already earned. We'll talk about that more next Wednesday. So let me flip the camera. Make sure I put my picture in picture. I always forget to do that. Let's do the kids' artwork. We're going to start with Nolan's. He's Lego obsessed. So he's been making, these are his 3 favorite robots that he made. Nolan is our 5-year-old son. And yeah, he can entertain himself for hours. I love he came up with these on his own, but they're pretty cool looking. So there's that. And then Lily's artwork, I couldn't pick just one because she's had so much fun. What was she watching? A YouTube video, I think, to learn how to draw. I love the way she draws these eyes. I'm going to turn it this way. We've got milk and cereal, I'm assuming. The kids just started eating cereal for the first time, believe it or not. Toilet paper, that's hilarious, with a hat and a mustache. I'm assuming that looks like ice cream, and a poop emoji. Okay. Really cute with eyelashes and a cute little bonnet. How funny. This is, I think, an LOL doll with a face mask. How timely is that? She also has a cast, and I'm not sure what that is around here. Maybe a wheelchair, actually. Huh. I think so. All right. Love it. I'm saving the best for last. She hasn't finished coloring these, but I just love the things that she's coming up with. These remind me of Shopkins, if any of you have kids or grandkids who love Shopkins. And then check this out. I love this one. This one's my favorite because I do like to play video games sometimes, so I have a Nintendo Switch, so she colored a yellow one. Mine is turquoise. Or teal, whatever color you want to call it. But that's super fun. Look at his little mustache. Cute. All right, so that's Lily. She's 8. And she's going into 3rd grade in the fall. Nolan will be in kindergarten. So we're excited about that. All right, really quickly, these are my flyers for my product shares and all the details of information, all the details of what's in it. You can find that at thepaperpixie.com/shares. My In Color Club and all those details, thepaperpixie.com/incolorclub. That's got a weird color tinge to it on the pale papaya. Anyways, it's funny how it renders. I cannot show you the inside of the catalog, but this is what the cover looks like. If you don't already have your hands on it, let me know. thepaperpixie.com/happymail. All right, page 9 of the mini catalog. This is going to be available until June 30th. Likely it is going to turn into While Supplies Last for the month of June, but this is the Flowering Cactus product medley. It is sort of an all-in-one. It comes with the dies, the stamp set, some embellishments, twine in Calypso Coral and Natural. Is that what we're calling this? Linen thread is really what that is. Calypso Coral in a natural color, or crumb cake maybe? I don't even know. What does it say? Natural. Calypso Coral and Natural. Then there is a pack of 6x6 designer series paper that is 48 sheets, and you get lots of pieces of the same pattern. So for example, front and back, I believe you get 8 each of 6 double-sided designs. I love product medleys. I don't believe we are doing product medleys anymore. So the other thing I wanted to show you are the felt embellishments. We've got Highland Heather and Calypso Coral. looking a little strange. This is looking a little pink on the screen. We're still trying to figure out why the live shows you things in a different color. So if you have any questions, the product medley there's also a refill kit. So if you use up all the accessories, you can purchase the refill kit. The product medley is $70 in the US and the refill kit is $36. And you can just buy the refill kit where you'll get the, let's see, the paper, the die cut felt sheets, and the linen thread, okay? Now that I've made a total mess, let me show you. These are the succulent candles. This is one of 3 packs. You get 3 packs of 6 in a box, and it comes kind of cute with this little ribbon on there. So this is a set of 6, how they come wrapped. And then I've already obviously busted into one of them, but look at how cute these are. They're pretty. This is about the only type of succulent that I can have in my house because the rest of them won't survive. That's how good of a green thumb I have. My husband and I had a date night, what was it, like 2 years ago now, where we made a succulent garden. Those didn't last very long, did they? Yeah, anyways. 3 years ago now. Yeah, I've missed a year with COVID, but anyways. So these are really cute. I cannot remember the price, but you'll see the link in the description. You get 18 candles. Really cute. So I'm going to take out one for tonight. Let's do this one. The only thing that's a little odd about these candles is they're not attached to the base, but I think that's normal. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since most tea lights I've had, they're kind of really in there, but I'll show you a trick to kind of keep that in place. They do smell just slightly. It's not a strong smell. It's a very faint, little bit floral smell. But yeah, I am adverse to strong smells. These don't bother me. So, all right, let's jump into the 3D project. I'm going to use a piece of Calypso Coral, which is looking flirty flamingo on the screen. This piece measures 6 inches by 11 inches. So you really can only get one of these out of a sheet of 8.5 by 11, but cardstock is cheap and it's worth it for this project. I'm going to bring in the Simply Scored. You can use your paper trimmer too if you prefer. All right, so on the 6-inch side, I am going to score this at 2 inches. And you can score it at 4 inches, but if you like to be exact like me, I like to rotate at 180 and score it at 2 again, just in case I didn't cut the paper perfectly to the right measurement. So 2 and 4, or 2 from each side. Then we're going to turn it to the long side, the 11-inch side, and we're going to score this. The candles, Mrs. Liz, I got from Amazon. They should be linked in the description, and if for some reason they didn't show up in the description, I will double check after the live. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8, then 8.5, and 10.5.
Both YouTube and Facebook says it looks true to color.
Oh, interesting. Maybe it's what I'm seeing on my computer screen. Thank you for the feedback. All right, so we did that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 8.5, 10.5. I'm going to rotate it back to the 6-inch side. Let me bring in the template here. This is a wacky looking template. I have done a box like this before, probably, yeah, it was 4 years ago. It was in 2017. So this is a different size, a little bit of a different setup with it as well. But what we're going to want to do is create these little 1/2-inch score lines, but I think you'll notice that we don't want to just go straight all the way down. So this is sort of how I did it. I just started with 1/2 inch and came down to that first score line. And then I'm just kind of eyeballing it and bringing it down to the next 2-inch section, skipping a section, and then I can do it the rest of the way. And I know I'm off screen here. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see this whole thing. It's too long for the screen, but let me show you again on here. I did 1/2 inch, stopped at that first score line. So I skipped a section, 1/2 inch, stopped at the next score line, skipped this section, and then I did a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch all the way down. Okay. So then we're going to rotate this 180. Now, if you remember, we're doing this from the bottom now. So I can start sorry, I'm doing this score line for some reason. I can start, it's really at 1.5. I'm saying 1/2 inch. What I mean to say is 1.5. You're 1/2 inch from that 2-inch score line. I promise I'll be more clear on my YouTube video, on my recorded video. So I can just do 1.5 inch, and I'm going to come down 1, 2 to the 3rd score line, stop, skip a section. I'm going to just gently, Tammy, I actually find, this is my personal preference. The simply scored is more accurate for me because I can put the corner of my cardstock and I just feel like I get more accurate measurements that way. I sometimes use the trimmer. I think I used it 2 weeks ago when I did that double box because I needed 1/16 of an inch increments. But great question. And then I'm coming back down to another section, skip a section, and then I know I'm going off screen here, but the template is really helpful. Let me turn it sideways. Maybe that's easier. No. This is a bigger template than I'm used to sharing with you all. So you'll just want to pay attention to the template. We don't want to be scoring where we're going to be doing these diagonal cuts. Okay? I think you can see most of the score lines. That's all that we need the simply scored for. Next thing I'm going to do, I'll bring the template back in a minute. I'm going to fold and burnish. Oops. There's a Lego on the ground. Fold and burnish on all the score lines that go all the way across this cardstock. Don't worry about those short little 1/2 inch score lines. Thank you. Brian's tidying up my mess over here. Well, I should say Nolan's mess of Legos, maybe. I like to burnish now. It's easier before I cut. 1, easier to do it before I cut, and 2, it's easier to see where I need to cut. So, bringing back the template. You want to make sure that you've got that 1/2 inch section towards the bottom here. And that's sort of where we're going to picture, well, I'm going to probably end up turning it anyways, but we're going to want to cut these diagonal score lines. Now, how do you get the templates? I create them. I create them on Illustrator. So I design the project and come up with all the measurements, and then I create it real size in Illustrator. Hopefully that answers your question. All right, so there are 2 ways that we can do this. I'm going to turn it this way because I'm right-handed, and I'm going to cut on a diagonal this way. We could do this on the paper trimmer if you don't trust yourself to cut a straight line. The other thing I recommend is you can use a larger pair of scissors that helps you get a straighter line. I'm so used to using paper snips, which of course I'm not seeing at the moment because they're back here. So I am actually going to do these diagonal lines first before I cut any of the other cuts. And that is because I want to make sure that I can see where we have that 1/2 inch score line, because that is where my diagonal cut is going to stop. So once I do this, you'll see I'm going to cut from this score line on the diagonal to that little 1/2 inch score line. And let's hope that I can kind of cut a straight line using my paper snips. Okay, so we've done that. Now, again, since I'm right-handed, I'm going to flip the cardstock to do the opposite one, but we're going to cut in the same direction because I flipped the cardstock. So from that vertical score, or that horizontal score line, on an angle, right to where that score line meets this score line. Okay, so that's on there. We're going to do the same thing in this next section. So we just did these 2. Now we're going to do these 2. I promise this is easier than it may look at the moment. And there is a method to this madness. Okay, I'm going to flip it again. These are much easier to do now instead of doing it after we've cut the cardstock. So we'll just take care of those diagonal cuts. Let me turn it this way because I think it will fill the screen a little bit better. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to basically cut up each of the vertical score lines, stopping at that horizontal score line that goes all the way across. So actually it's easier for me to see on this side of the cardstock. I'm cutting right down the middle of those score lines, you'll see these little triangle pieces should drop off. That's what you want them to do. It's really cool how this box goes together. And I promise you the card is really easy. All right, so we've cut up each of those vertical score lines. Now we're gonna come in, actually I probably could have just trimmed this part here. We're gonna trim on that 1/2 inch score line. Score lines are really just to get where we're gonna be cutting. Same thing here. We're gonna remove on that 1/2 inch score line, and then again up here. Okay, so this side is just about done. The only thing we're gonna come in to do is miter cut or notch on these 2 1/2 inch sections, and then these two, well, these are 2 inch by 1/2 inch, and then these 2 little 1/2 inch squares. So I like to just kind of fold cardstock out of the way. And we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side, but let's get this side done. You don't need to worry about miter cutting this piece, just the tabs. All right, so this side is completely done now, okay? I'm gonna flip this over. We're gonna do the same thing. Actually, let's turn it. For some reason, I don't know if it's the same with you guys. I can see my score lines better on the back side. It's always my preference is to flip to the back side. Actually, let's do this. This whole thing we can remove. It'll save us some vertical score lines there. Also, they're not as long to cut, okay? Then we can come up those vertical score lines because this whole section just got taken out. I've tried a number of different ways to do the angles and all the cuts, and this way is the one that works the best. Then we're going to remove these sections up to that 1/2 inch score line. As there's a cord hanging down. Someday I will show you behind the scenes when I've got some cord management happening back here. All right, then we're just gonna come in and miter cut those tabs. Again, this is just all the pieces that are gonna fold into the box. And I just realized we're gonna actually do a really big miter on some of these. I'll show you on the template. I love this Calypso coral color. Actually, I love the color combination in this product medley. It's got Mossy Meadow, Highland Heather, Mint Macaron, Calypso coral, and I'm sure I'm missing some others. All right, so that's looking pretty good. And you may have noticed we've got these pretty big miters right here. That is because when we go to start to create this box, do you see how we've got that overhang there? We don't want that. So you could trim it after you glue it, or you can cut this, and it's gonna be a little hard to tell now, but we're gonna cut it at kind of a 45-degree angle. Let's see if that was enough. Yes, it was there. Check this one. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing in this section as well. We'll flip it a certain way, whichever way you can get to it easiest. It all depends on whether you're right-handed or left-handed, doesn't it? And then we'll just double check those. Those are going to glue to this section. That one looks good. And that one looks good. All right. Now I'm going to bring in the big shot really quickly. We're going to die cut. Well, as you can see, this, I forgot to mention this. This template is a little bit less than scale, as you can see, because it takes up the full 11 inches. So my template is just slightly shrunk. That's why you see these overhanging a bit. All right, so I'm using the Layering Circles framelits, and I'm using the third smallest. This one, I believe, is 1 5/8 in diameter if you have a circle punch that size, or if you've got a different set of dies. Yep, 1 5/8 in diameter. And I'm gonna bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm pretty sure I said Big Shot, didn't I? Old habits. All right, so Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Get that cord here. Let's get this up and out of the way. There we go. We're gonna be cutting the section here that has sort of that little 1/2-inch box looking arrangement. I'm grabbing a Post-it note to hold that die in place, and I'm just going to center that in that square and put a Post-it note in place. And then I only need to run this through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine enough for that circle to cut, and you'll kind of feel when it's done going through. So I just go forwards and backwards. And then we've got that perfectly cut out circle. I'm going to save this circle because we're actually going to put it in the box lid. Put this back here. And I realized I didn't show you this when the camera was flipped. This is what we're making for those that have just joined us. And on the inside, it's got a sweet sentiment and that cute little succulent tea light. All right. There should be two. Are these the two? Here they are. I have got 3 pieces from that designer series paper in the product medley. These measure 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. And then I have 2 pieces that measure 1 7/8 by 1 13/16. It is just a 1/16 smaller than 1 7/8. I don't think you can barely see that difference. That's going to make a little bit of a difference with this diagonal piece. So this is going to be this opposite section. I've got the circle at the top. This is the front of our box. So I want my paper, if it's directional, to be going up and down. So I'm going to use liquid glue. And we'll adhere that. It's easier to do this now than after we've put the box together. The next piece is going to go in the same direction, so top to bottom, because that's going to be the lid of our box, or the top. And then the next piece is actually going to go upside down, or you could turn your piece and have it go right side up. Okay, this is the back of the box. No naked back. All right, now this part might be too finicky for you. Sometimes with these diagonal pieces, they can be a challenge. So I'm going to take those pieces that were 1 13/16. Norleen, it was not, because it was part of the product medley. There was no way for me to order just the paper, unfortunately. So I've got my 2 pieces. I'm going to sandwich them together. So backside to backside, okay? And this is how we're going to cut this. We're going to want this piece of paper to go in this direction. So I'm going to make a tick mark on this right top side. And the tick mark, I'm just going to use a pencil. And I'm going to make the tick mark at 7/16, which is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1/16 less than 1.5. It'd help if my lead was out. Okay, 7/16. You could easily just put this on the diagonal first and then cut the diagonal if you don't want to mess with this, but I'm going to sandwich these 2 together. We're going to cross our fingers and hope that it works. I'm going to cut from the lower left corner up to that tick mark, cutting both pieces at once. And let's hope that those fit. Oh, hold your breath. Yes! Sometimes it's hard to get the right angle there, but we nailed it that time. So you were my guinea pigs for those measurements, because I can't even tell you how many pieces of that I tried. So we're going to glue these pieces down. That just gives that box a little bit of extra oomph. It's not perfect, but it looks good. All right. Yes, the templates will be available on my blog on Friday. Thank you for the question. So the card will post to tomorrow's blog post. This project will post with the templates and all the supplies, measurements, all the good stuff will be on Friday, along with a shortened YouTube video tutorial. All right, we're ready to put this beautiful box together. So I'm going to start with this bottom section. We're going to put it together just like a box. So using those little tabs, I don't know why I put the lid on my glue when I was just about to use it. I'm going to put liquid glue on each tab one at a time. I'm going to line up that cut edge with this score line or that fold and start to form our box corner. The liquid glue really helps because you can slide stuff into place to make sure that that is squared up and lined up. Take your time because this is actually going to fold into our diagonal, what did I call this? Flowering cactus candle box. So I'm just getting that all lined up. It's not a lot to work with, so you just want to take your time. Getting to the end of my glue bottle as usual. Can you tell I go through a lot of glue? It's a good thing. I know what I forgot to share. Many of my customers earned the Simply Chamois, and I've had a lot of questions about what the Simply Chamois is. So I will try to remember to share that at some point tonight, really quickly. But in a nutshell, the Simply Chamois is a stamp cleaning tool. It just needs to be moistened with water and you can clean your stamps really easily. All right, so we've done that bottom part. Okay, we basically put it together just like a box. It's going to end up folding into the bottom. But the next thing let's focus on is gluing these sides. I'm going to start with the middle one. So I'm going to put glue on one tab. And I'm going to line up this cut edge, that little diagonal piece, with that score line. When I've Pixie-fied my directions, it's just putting my own twist or take on it. It's a term of endearment, I think, that I've Pixie-fied. Instead of modified, I've Pixie-fied. Hopefully that answers that. Different way of saying I've modified it. So then glue on the next tab. Again, we're just putting this together like a box, but we've got these diagonal edges which make it look different. A small cupcake actually I think would fit. That was one of the things I was thinking of. Even like, I'm sure they've got really cute cupcake tea lights too, but yes, I think a mini cupcake for sure would fit in this. That would be so cute for birthday. Very, very cute. All right, then we're gonna do the same thing on this piece. So you're essentially adhering the tabs to the closest diagonal piece. All right. All right, so do you kind of see how this is going to go together? This is going to actually fold into the base of the box. And then this, just got the sneezes. This is going to close like so. But we want our recipient to be able to open this easily. So I still have my retired little 1/2-inch circle punch. Any circle punch will do, or something with a rounded edge that you can just put a little finger notch. And I forgot to put this on the template. But I will do that before Friday's post. So that just leaves a little bit. Lily's reading past her end time of reading. She's got a Kindle and she just has started a really good book series. So we've got the little finger notch here. The other thing that I want to do is I'm actually going to put a little bit of tear and tape right on the sides of this box because it just gave it a much nicer finish. So I probably could have done this before I put the box together, but this works too. I'm just going to put a little strip on either side. Like so. I'm going to peel. Probably should be using my take your pick tool for that. I like using the tear and tape for this because it gives me a chance to kind of close the box. I'm going to then fold that into the box and make sure that that back is pressed all the way down. Okay. And then once that's down in the corners as far as it can go, then I can just press right on the side, and that just gives it a much nicer finish there. Like that. Okay. Oh, I love this box. It's too cute. You do kind of have to make sure the sides go over on the outside. Now, let's grab our little succulent tea light. It should fit really nicely in there if you wanted to, and I did this with the other one. Just grabbed a dimensional to stick it on the bottom. It lifts it up just a little bit. That dimensional will come off that tray really easily. But I'll just lay that right down in the center. And then our little tea light goes in there. So cute. Now let's get to decorating this box for the finishing touches. And it holds itself together closed. You don't need any other type of closure. All right, let's see. I've got scrap paper. We're going to quick do green ink pad. Here it is. I think I forgot to show you. This is the stamp set up close. Lots of great sentiments. This is the set of dies. I don't think I have any of these out at the moment. I wanted to show you how cute this one was. Look at that cactus. Oops, let's get it to focus. So cute with all that detail on there. All right, so we're going to stamp this cactus in Mossy Meadow. We're going to die cut that. Then I'm also going to stamp in Highland Heather the sentiment, I love how our friendship has grown. This will be first generation stamping, which means I'm just stamping right from ink pad to paper, or I should say ink pad to stamp to paper. And then I'm going to grab just a scrap piece of grid paper, or you can use a scrap piece of copy paper. I'm going to take the beautiful flower stamp set and we're going to do second generation stamping, which means I'm just going to stamp off once. And then I'll put that right over that sentiment. So you get that little faint succulent flowers behind the sentiment. Remember I told you to save your circle from the Calypso Coral. I've got the 1.5 inch circle punch, which is retiring for a little while. I'm going to punch out the sentiment from there. I also have the sentiment, "You are a rare find, my dear friend." I had to read that backwards. I couldn't remember what it was. I'm going to stamp this. I've got a 1/2 inch strip of basic white. Pardon my head here. And then I'm just going to take my paper snips and just snip it off. Easy peasy, nothing fancy there. Let's see, how have I organized my dies? You could also, yes, you could use it for a K-cup for sure. I think so. I actually have a K-cup right here. Look at that. Although, of course, I stuck my thingies down. But yes, K-cups will fit because they're just about 2 inches tall. This is basically 2 by 2 by 2, so perfect for a K-cup as well. I've organized my dies a couple of different ways. I definitely use the magnet cards from Stamp and Storage, and I'm going to talk while I die cut this cactus. I definitely use those for all my dies, and I'm kind of between pockets from the Stamp and Storage stamp and die pockets, and then I also use U-line vinyl pockets that measure 7 by 10, and I cut them down to 6.5. So my understanding from Stampin' Up! Is that they're going to retire the circle dies, but they're going to come back. I don't know when they're going to come back, but they have mentioned that they sort of have reached their sales cycle, so the sales have slowed down, probably because most of us already have circle dies, and they do anticipate that they will be back eventually. I just don't know when. So if you don't have the circle dies, if you don't have the circle punches, you may want to add them before Monday evening because they're going to go away for a little while. All right. Look how cute that. I love that in the mossy meadow. Gonna leave this guy out. All right, let's assemble this top of this box. So I'm gonna take this sweet cactus. I'm gonna glue that guy down. Got my little sentiment. Then I'm gonna actually use mini glue dots. Just do a trio of them. It pops it up just a little bit more than liquid glue does. I'm going to line up the right edge with the designer series paper. Then let's grab, let's see, the tiny little flower, which is so stinking cute. Look at that. Oh, love these. Just going to grab a mini, a glue dot for that. Pop that up here. I would go through your demonstrator, Wendy, because we have a product idea sandbox. I would be happy to, myself or your demonstrator, to submit to Stampin' Up! For you. What am I forgetting? This, the linen thread that comes with the kit. We're just going to do a little bow. And I will say, so Stampin' Up! Works about 18 months to 2 years in advance. So a product idea you may have now, you might not see for about 18 months or so. Because they've already got the catalogs figured out 18 months ahead, which is crazy. All right, so I've just got a little bow that I'm going to put right there, grabbing a glue dot. And my trick with the glue dots here is I'm going to kind of roll it onto itself to make it kind of a much smaller glue dot. We'll put that behind the knot on the linen thread. There's that. I'm gonna grab a little rhinestone because I just can't help myself with rhinestones. Let's pop that over here somewhere. Now we've got this sentiment that I'm going to layer over that Calypso coral that we saved from cutting the cutout for the candle. Got a big piece of glue there. I don't know where I put the dimension. Oh, right here. I got Prize Patrol winners coming, plus this week's Prize Patrol, so stay tuned for that. All right, we're going to pop this on the inside. Actually, I'm going to stick a rhinestone on this as well. Pop that there. Cute little bling in there. And then I add that to the inside lid of the box. And there is our flowering cactus candle box. It says, "You are a rare find, my dear friend. I love how our friendship has grown." Super cute. You could change up the sentiment for the recipient, all kinds of good stuff. So that's the box. let's do a really quick card. Oh, we got a question. It's set up by Rainbow, Cheryl. I'm actually going to I'm going to still do a rainbow, but I may switch up the rainbow a little bit. So stay tuned for that. I'm trying to figure out where the new in colors fit in. But yeah, typically rainbow. It's just, well, for me, I love looking at it that way. And it's easier for me to go to my yellows and pick a yellow or my reds, whatever it is. So this will, oh, yes, Maria, this will be retiring as of June 30th because the product medleys are going away. Great question. I think that, yeah, I think they'll probably announce what's retiring at the beginning of June is my guess. All right, so here is the card we're going to make. A really sweet sort of a collage card here. Hope your birthday is filled with beautiful things. The only stamping on this card is the sentiment. That's why this card is super easy. So I wanted to show you, let me show you a full sheet. This is one of the pieces that I absolutely love in this product medley. This entire sheet, you get, what did it say, 8 sheets of this, I believe. You can die cut everything that's on here in the dies that come in the product medley. So that's what we're doing for this card. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of dies, not a bunch, but we got this one and the cactus. Let's see. I think those are the only 2. So let me bring in the big shot. Sorry, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Oh, goodness. It's hump day. Quick and easy. I love a quick and easy card. As many of you know, I work full time, but I love carving out time to craft. Let's see, let's do the green one. And I just like to make quick, easy, clean and simple cards. So I'm just going to use a post-it note there. Let's do this one that's got a little bit of Calypso coral. And if you think about it, if you got 8 sheets of this, think of how many copies of this card you could actually make. You can get 3 pairs of these 2 cacti times 8, which is 24 cards, right? Am I doing the math right? My husband and I are both accountants, so. Good question, Wendy. I don't know the answer to that yet. The magnetic sheet has been pulled from the product line due to quality issues, and they're working on trying to find a solution for it to increase the quality. I just don't have any details on if they're able to do that or when, okay? So post-it notes, they're not as good as the magnetic cutting pad, but they work good enough. All right, so I've got a sheet of, or a piece of, yes, the felt flowers do come in the refill kit. Let me confirm that, Norlene. I think confirming. Yes, you do get the die cut felt sheets. All right, so we've got basic white, thick basic white. I love this for card bases. 4 1/4 by 11, scored in half at 5 1/2. So just fold that in half and burnish. Got a piece of Mossy Meadow that's 3 3/4 by 5. All these measurements and supplies will be on my blog tomorrow. Basic white, not the thick, the regular, 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And then this great striped strip from the product medley, 1 1/4 by 4 7/8. So we're gonna go ahead and layer that. Just gonna build some layers here. I'm gonna glue that off to the left side. I'm gonna add this piece to the Mossy Meadow piece. Oops, I go right off the edge. You have about a 1/16 of an inch of that awesome neutral of Mossy Meadow peeking out from behind. It is part of our neutrals collection of colors. Was that Nolan or Lily? Sounded like something dropped. Another trip to the bathroom. All right, Now we get to have fun layering some stuff. So I'm going to take liquid glue here on our big cactus. I'm going to put it kind of the center, a little bit to the right, as I get a tickle in my throat. This guy. Kind of off to the lower left. Then grabbing my scrap of basic white, the ink pad, Highland Heather. Hope your birthday is filled with beautiful things. We're going to stamp that in Highland Heather. Punch it out with the 1/2-inch circle punch. Pop this up on dimensionals. Telling you this is a quick and easy card. Very minimal stamping. Easy to sort of put together an assembly line. Gonna pop that off to the lower right. Do another bunny ears bow here with the linen thread that comes in the medley. Grab another glue dot. We're gonna burrito roll that glue dot. Gonna put it off to the side here, and then we're gonna pick a really cute, let's see, let's go, oh, and I was gonna do, that's too funny. I was gonna do the Calypso Coral linen thread, but of course I flaked on that. So let's do a Calypso Coral flower. Let's see, I already did the thank you though. Let's do this big flower. Pick it up with a glue dot. Oops. Let's try that again. You know, sometimes the thread on the bottom of these gets to be a little bit much, so I've been known to just trim it off. The glue dot will hold everything into place. Pop that up, a little bit of pop of color, and then what am I gonna add last? Y'all know I gotta have my rhinestones. Let's do a medium rhinestone and we'll pop it off to the side there. All right, so here are our 2 different versions of the card. Look how different they look with those colors. You get 2 totally different looks. Love the layout though. Super quick and easy. I didn't do anything different with the box, but here is our cute, let's fold that open so you can see it. Our cute little succulent tea light gift box. I'm calling it the Flowering Cactus Candle Box. But as you know, it'll be great for K-cups, mini cupcakes. You guys had such great ideas tonight. So those are tonight's projects. The cards will be on my blog tomorrow at thepaperpixie.com. The box and all the details will be at thepaperpixie.com on Friday. And let's jump into Prize Patrol. All right, let's get to, let's see, brand. I'm already in there. All right, so last week's winners, congratulations to Pam Nash and Janet Smith. So you are going home with the add-on from the Paper Pumpkin Kit, but it makes those really cute treat boxes, the snail mail, baker's twine, and a handmade card from my stash. So all you need to do to claim your Prize Patrol, if you're one of the winners, Janet or Pam, just go to thepaperpixie.com/Prize Patrol, claim your prize, and I'll get those in the mail. And tonight's Prize Patrol, let me show you first, are the pastel pearls and the gorgeous grape sheer ribbon. Yes, gorgeous grape sheer ribbon. So 2 winners for that. All you have to do to be entered to win is to leave hashtag Prize Patrol. If you're watching on YouTube though, make sure that you leave hashtag Prize Patrol in the comments of the video, not the live chat, because I am unable to choose winners from the live chat. So YouTube, hashtag Prize Patrol in the comments of the video, not the live chat. Facebook, just leave it in the comments. Hashtag Prize Patrol. Make sure you've got the hashtag, no spaces, and spelled correctly. Otherwise, you won't be entered to win, all right? And you do want to make sure that you are leaving the comment on the right video. It is the live video or the live replay, not the recorded video. So thank you all so much for, what's that?
Chamois.
Oh, the chamois I was going to show you really quick. Thank you. Let's flip the camera one more time. Let me get this off the screen. You all know about the hashtag Prize Patrol. All right. So the Simply Chamois, if you purchased $75 or more with me last month, just this week, I think this week, probably last week, a few of you received the strange purple looking thing. It didn't look like mine because mine is used, but this is the Simply Chamois. It's going to come to you already moistened in the package. It will dry hard as a rock if you leave that out. That is okay. You can re-moisten it by running it under the faucet or soaking it in a bowl of water, but it is literally to clean your stamps. So it's going to stain, which is okay. It happens, but you just clean your stamp, and I actually clean it on the front, and then I like to kind of fold it backwards and just make sure that it's extra clean on the back, and that stamp is clean and ready to be put back. So once your chamois is starting to leave ink on your stamps, it's time to rinse it or wash it. You can throw it in the washing machine. You can wash it in the sink with dish soap. You just want to make sure that when you rinse it, you rinse out all the soap and you rinse out all the ink. You want your water to run clear, but it is a great tool to have. And if you're using the Stamparatus, you can pick it up. Let's pretend this is a Stamparatus plate, and you can just wipe your stamps clean that way. So you can never have too many of these. This is being stored in one of our clear stamp cases, and it has a little bit of airflow in it. So this will dry, but it'll dry slowly. I wouldn't put it in a Ziploc bag or something that's airtight because it will get moldy. So that's the scoop on the chamois. If you have questions about it, feel free to message me. And let's see. Thanks for joining me tonight. I know we went a little, almost to 9 o'clock. Wow. Thanks for joining me. You can see these projects on my blog tomorrow at thepaperpixie.com. The card will be tomorrow. The 3D project will be on Friday. I will be live again next Wednesday. Don't forget about the last chance products. You have until 11:59 p.m. Monday night Mountain Time to get your hands on those, and the new catalog goes live 12 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday morning. I will see you next Wednesday for the next Live with the Paper Pixie. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful and blessed week. Take care. Bye.